Much in the way you would use a ruler to measure something in space, you would use a normative theory to measure some action. Normative theories are the standards by which we could judge whether an action is good or bad, wrong or right, permissible or impermissible. A theory which is normative tells you what you should and should not do. Normative ethics tells us the standards that there are to use to judge whether an action is a good action. Different normative theories tell you what you should and should not do using different rulers. They judge whether an action is permissible using a ruler that is sometimes incompatible with the ruler used by other normative theories, which also tell you what you should or should not do. Two examples of normative theories include deontology and utilitarianism. Both of those are normative theories that tell you what you should and should not do. They use different rulers. Normative theories will leave you in the dark about whether they're right or wrong. Among the normative theories that give us a rule book according to which we should and should not act is deontology. Deontologists only care about your intentions. The consequences never matter. Your intentions determine whether your action is moral or not. It is impossible to think of anything at all in the world, or indeed even beyond it, that could be considered good without limitation, except a good will. There is nothing better in the world than having a good will, good moral intent, wanting the best, not for just you necessarily, not for that person necessarily or your nation necessarily, but for humanity. Do that act that you would will, that any reasonable person would do. That's universal. According to his theory of the categorical imperative, there are certain things that you absolutely must do without question, no matter who you are or what else you want. It's the reasoning that we all share that tells us we deserve to be treated in a particular way, and therefore you must, no matter what you want subjectively, treat others a particular way, in a way that respects their dignity. This moral law comes from within. It comes from your reason. All moral concepts have their seat and origin completely a priori in reason. And indeed, in the most common reason. The father of deontology, Immanuel Kant, tells us that within us there is the moral law. Following the moral law is our duty, and our duty is to do the thing that we would will at the same time that any reasonable person would do. A deed is right or wrong insofar as it conforms with duty or is contrary to it.